does privilege mean to you, and how have you experienced it in your life?
Privilege to me is, first of all, I think about it in terms of our global scene. I think of the opportunity to live in a free country with a strong economy compared to other nations. I think of privilege in terms of the rights of women in this country compared with those in many other locations around the globe. To me, it's such a privilege to live in this kind of society where your individual rights generally are supported as a woman and a child growing up. The opportunity for education. Now, of course, the type of education in kindergarten through 12th grade varies quite a bit. I was very fortunate to be the product of a very strong public education foundation. And I always knew that I was headed for college. So it was a privilege to me to be in that kind of public education setting right here in the St. Louis area, and to be really nurtured along the way in all the ways that a person should be in terms of college preparation. I was also fortunate to have access to people in what would become my field. So that was privilege for me to get to know more about what I had chosen as my profession, that is occupational therapy. Not all people have that opportunity. So for a female living in this country with strong educational support and then opportunities for employment throughout my career, I have never wanted for a position in my field if I wanted it. And that is an incredible privilege to be able to do that, have a strong economic base, to be able to pursue one's professional and other personal goals in ways that many people never have as an opportunity. So I feel richly blessed in that regard. Another aspect that I feel very strongly about is one that I have tried to impact in as many ways as possible throughout my adult life, and that is the support of diversity in our society, because as a white female in this city, in this country, I experience privilege that many others do not. I'm really aware of this because of my basic orientation has, throughout my life, has been around celebrating differences in people, but I experience it on a personal level through my family experiences because my family is very diverse. One little anecdote here that occurred right here in our metro area in about 1990, thereabouts. At that time, we were living in Creve Coeur in a nice neighborhood. We had taken our family on an outing, and we were driving back along Spady Road. And all of a sudden, we become aware of flashing lights, not sirens, but flashing lights behind the car. My husband was driving. He pulled the car over to the side, and the officer came up to the driver's window, and my husband Steve said, so officer, was I swerving or doing something wrong? And the officer said, no, you're free to go on your way. But my husband, I forgot to say, my husband said, we were just at Ted Drew's. So there had been no drinking, nothing like that. So swerving probably didn't happen. What the reality was, the officer saw the backs of the heads of our African American family members at the rear of the car. And this was not the first time that somebody in our family was profiled, if you will, in that kind of way in our neighborhood. We were within no more than 3 or 4 blocks of our home. So while I do not live in the same skin as the members of my family or my friends and colleagues who are darker than I am, I do have a glimpse of what it's like to live without privilege.